In Japan, markets opened sharply lower in the early hours after the U.S. bailout legislation failed.
Our biggest concern is the stock markets could go down continuously for some time.
But by the end of the day, the Hang Seng in Hong Kong was up 0.75%. And in Europe, major stock indexes ended higher, even though London's markets had dropped at the opening.
We are just experiencing a bit of a bounce at the moment, which has caught a few people by surprise. I think we're actually seeing some genuine buyers come into the market, people who are perhaps looking for a bargain.
In Washington, President Bush spoke before Wall Street opened. He continued to push for the $700 billion rescue plan for the U.S. financial system.
That, no question, is a large amount of money. We're also dealing with a large problem. But to put that in perspective, the drop in the stock market yesterday represented more than $1 trillion in losses.
At Tuesday's opening, traders on the New York Stock Exchange were still stunned by the record plunge of the previous day, but the market shot back up, making up more than half the loss.
It's a great sense of relief. Yesterday, there were levels of fear that I've not seen in the market in over 20 years, going back to 1987. The emotion was taking hold of people.
Still, in banks around the country, customers and business owners say they are finding it hard to get a loan.
The credit markets are tighter today than they were last week. So that's the big fear. Once you get credit real tight, then it starts to domino, not Wall Street, but Main Street.
The president is urging action when Congress returns from a brief recess.
Our country is not facing a choice between government action and the smooth functioning of the free market. We're facing a choice between action and the real prospect of economic hardship for millions of Americans.
On the campaign trail at an event in Iowa, Republican Party presidential candidate John McCain scolded Congress.
I am disappointed at the lack of resolve and bipartisan goodwill among members of both parties to fix this problem.
The Democratic Party's nominee, Barack Obama, said in Nevada that he knows many Americans are concerned about the cost of the bailout.
What I also know is we can't afford not to act. So both parties who are close to accepting this plan, over the next few hours and the next few days, should seek out any new ideas that might get this done.
But in Washington late Tuesday, a group of Democratic congressmen who had voted no suggested there are other solutions.
It's a clean slate. We have to do something directly to help homeowners.
These lawmakers suggest the government should ensure larger bank deposits. When Congress returns, leaders on all sides promise they will seek solutions. Jim Fry, VOA News.